It's been quite a good year for US stocks, but our next guest says these gains will not last. Joining us from Sydney is Teng, he's Capital Dynamics Managing Director. Thanks very much indeed for joining us. Well, why is it not going to be such a great year, and what gives you that pessimism?
I think there are a few reasons for that. Well, in the first place, if you look at valuation, the NYSE is not exactly cheap anymore. In terms of, I think one of the most reliable indicators would be the market capitalization as a percentage of US GDP. That is at a pretty high level. And if you look at long-term valuation like the cyclically adjusted earnings, that is also pretty high. And the rally has really been going on for coming to 4 to 5 years. So I think by all valuation measures, the NY is, well, it's priced for perfection, really.
Well, absolutely. So, what is going to be the key trigger points for you if we, I know you're not suggesting we're going to have more a year like we had this year, but what would be the trigger points for you if we do actually get a rally?
If we do get a rally, I can't see a trigger point for a rally because the valuation is pretty stretched. If the people who are bearish on the US economy are correct, assuming that the US GDP, nominal GDP grows at 3-4%, sales top line is going to grow at 3-4%, and corporate profit as a percentage of GDP, of US GDP, is really at all-time high. So I'm not so sure where the trigger for another rally in 2014 is going to come from. In fact, I think the trigger would, for maybe a 10-20% correction, would come from either Bernanke or Yellen.
Well, yes, I suppose, yeah, as they normalize monetary policy through the course of next year when we do get that announcement. But you're not just a bear when it comes to what's happening on Wall Street, you're also a bear for ASEAN countries as well.
Yeah, I think in the case of ASEAN, it's pretty straightforward. I mean, Philippines, the Manila stock market, it's also priced for perfection. And the current president, he has really plucked all the low-hanging fruits. So the real reforms for Philippines has just started. And with a few corruption scandals here and there, we might get back the old Philippines that we used to see in the past. Thailand has got its own political, major political problems. And in the case of Malaysia, it's also pretty fully valued at about 18-17 times PE.
Well, when you mention Thailand, what is that currently pricing in the stock? The SET's done very badly, and we've also had a Thai baht which has continued to depreciate as well. There must be a point when you can say, well, we're near the bottom, and we may actually see some gains that's looking ahead because it can't get worse.
Well, it can get worse, really. I mean, in the case of Thailand, you have a freely elected party in power, which doesn't seem to be accepted by the rest of the Thai citizens. And at the same time, you have a monarchy, a king, who is pretty unhealthy and aging. So it's not a question of if he dies, it's a question of when he dies, what will be the person or the personality that will fill in that vacuum. So I think Thailand is probably headed for a bit of turmoil in the medium term.
Teng, we have a great festive period joining us there from Sydney, the MD of Capital Dynamics.
Thank you very much.